This conference will now be recorded.
We're going to do the flag salute first. So please rise and remove your covers. I pledge allegiance to the
To
United
the
States.
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It was, I heard different voices at different times. It was pretty disjointed. Okay, so what I've explained earlier was that we're going to have a department head meeting first so they can go back to work. And then we will stay, or at least I will. We will stay, I assume we will stay until everybody has had a chance to speak. So we're going to start with 3A. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 3G, request approval resolution to add appropriations road department, John Rowe Roadmaster.
Okay, this is we got our grant from Oregon Parks and Recreation for the D-Loop restroom at Riley Ranch in the amount of $160,234. It was not put in the current 21-22 budget, so we'd like to add that to this budget so we can start on our permitting and get our drain filled and the site work done during this budget period.
Okay, motion. Melissa or John, you're both muted.
I got to this a little late. I move approval.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion about this grant that was given to the county for the septic drain field, the bathroom shower building, etc.?
John, could you wait if I could? John Rowe, could you talk a little bit more about this grant?
Okay. Yes, we just completed D-Loop at Riley Ranch with 32 spaces. And the county, we built that ourselves out of our budget. So I applied for a grant to get a restroom for that brand new loop we have. It's got 4 showers and 2 bathrooms to it. So it'll be a nice addition for those campers.
Thank you very much. And your occupancy rates have been really high at Riley this year, right?
Oh yeah, it's been picking up a lot. All the parks have, the 5 major parks.
That's great.
John, am I correct in thinking that that new park or that new addition has been booked out through October already?
That's correct. So.
Any other comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All righty, moving on to 3H, request approval of ODOT agreement for Sandy Creek Emergency Relief Project.
Yeah, this is from on Sandy Creek, we lost a large culvert and part of the fill slope. It's an emergency relief project through the federal highway. And those projects, when we get federal funding, they're financed on the STIP program with ODOT. So they have this one scheduled for 2022 construction. The overall project is going to be $2.1 million to put a new bridge where that old culvert was. If I get this approved, we can start the design work so we can get this thing constructed next year. ODOT will do all the designing and ODOT will put it out for contract.
Okay. There's getting a lot of feedback that rustling around. It looks like. Okay. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve and sign the local agency agreement with ODOT for the emergency relief program on the Sandy Creek ER culvert repair.
Have a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion about this? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Now back to 3A, request approval of IGA with Oregon Health Authority and authorized chair to sign Coos Health and Wellness.
Good morning. IGA 170660 delegates responsibility to Coos Health and Wellness for the following programs: tourist facility program, pool and spa program, restaurants, bed and breakfast, commissary, mobile unit, and warehouse licensing programs, ultimately helping license.
Commissioner Main, could we ask people to mute if they're not actually part of the agenda item? I'm having a hard time understanding, and I keep hearing, people come on that aren't part of the conversation. Commissioner Main, sorry, I didn't hear your response.
I believe Bobby has the capability of doing that.
Yeah, everybody please mute that's not in the conversation.
Do you want Bobby to mute real quick and then you can unmute?
We're okay right now. Anyway, Eric, were you finishing on the presentation?
Would you like me to repeat it?
Sure, that would be good because it was pretty garbled.
Okay. IGA 170660 delegates responsibility to CHW for the following programs: tourist facility program, pool spa program, restaurants, bed and breakfast, commissary, mobile unit, and warehouse licensing programs, ultimately helping our environmental health program with licensing fees.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I move to approve. Oh,
go ahead, Melissa.
I move to approve IGA 170660 and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on.
Bob, this is John. We're still getting input from people who do not have their speakers muted.
Yeah, I know. Our administrator just muted everybody, so who's ever speaking will have to unmute themselves. Okay, now 3B, request approval of contract with Bay Area First Step for facilitating center. Eric.
All right, Bay Area First Step will provide deliverables as specified in OHA Grant 171442 for fiscal year 21 through 23, supporting the operations of a substance use disorder peer delivered service facilitating center in Coos County.
Okay.
They've been doing this for years.
Oh, okay. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve and sign the contract with Bay Area First Step.
Okay, I have a second.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion?
Eric, can you elaborate a little bit on what the deliverables are to explain to everyone what this really is?
Well, it's services provided. They have some behavioral health services that they try to help provide, substance use disorder services, some housing, some food. They teach them how to do kind of care for themselves and reintegrate back into society. It's for those real high utilizers of the substance use disorder program. It's a wonderful program down there. They've got a nice little facility. They do a great job for a lot of people.
Okay.
Eric, so my understanding is this is essentially a group home, right? Where people can stay as they're transitioning.
Yes, for a small amount of folks that are, kind of the most high need at the time.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to 3C, request approval of contract with Bay Area First Step for peer delivered services. Eric.
Bay Area First Step will provide peer delivered services to individuals with substance use disorders contained in the current IGA contract between OHA and Coos County. This is going to help them actually deliver the behavioral health aspect and peer support that they need during their time of transition through their substance use disorder.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Move we approve and sign contract with Bay Area First Step.
I'll
second.
Okay, discussion?
Again, I think it's important to talk about, peer delivered services are something that the state has really embraced in the last few years. And what we hear from people that are struggling with substance use disorder is that, peer delivered services can really move the needle. So I'm glad you guys are embracing that.
Okay.
Important discussion.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item 3D, request approval of resolution for working out of class pay CHW. Eric.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic resurgence, we request board approve the attached working out of class resolution for public health nurse Kelsey Orr effective August 2nd, 2021, as she has been thrust back into her case investigation role.
Okay, motion?
I move approve and sign resolution 21-08-160P. Sorry, Melissa.
I'll second. No, we'll figure it out.
Your turn next.
Thank you. Okay.
Do I have any discussion?
This is because we're having such an increase in new COVID infections, I assume.
That is correct. As of today, we have 463 active cases. We are far and above anything that we had during the first spike back in January and February.
That's sad. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 3E, request approval to hire mental health associate 2 adult team at step 3. Dr. Eric.
Request board approval to hire Shalana Schoberg at step 3 for the position of mental health associate 2 on the adult team. Shalana has 8 years of relevant experience and has completed numerous trainings that will be beneficial for this position. She's actively credentialed with MHA CBO. Please don't ask me what that means. With her previous position, Shalana carried the caseload of 16 high-need clients. This experience will enable her to have a caseload at Coos Health and Wellness equivalent to a seasoned MHA2. Shalana will also knows the local resources due to her current position with Kairos, and is also using our electronic health record and will need little training in either area. For these reasons, we believe hiring at step 3 is appropriate.
Okay, motion.
Great. I move to approve hiring Shalana Schulberg at step 3 of the pay grade for mental health associate 2 on the adult team.
Okay, I have a second.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. 3F, request approval to hire Secretary 3 at step 3, Dr. Eric.
Request board approval to hire Hannah Lamarge at step 3 for the position of Secretary 3 in support of the CHW behavioral health team. Hannah is an exceptional candidate with a skill set above that of individuals normally hired into this position. Hannah has a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis on management. She has 10 years of administrative experience, including work related to complex medical tasks, coordination with medical providers and legal counsels, understands confidentiality and HIPAA considerations, excellent customer service background as confirmed by employment references, experience working in highly technical setting, proficient with multiple software systems, both office-based and others, and ability to adapt and learn new systems quickly. Experience working in fast-paced, team-based environments similar to this position. For these reasons, we believe hiring at step 3 is appropriate.
Okay, motion.
I move to approve hiring Hannah Limargui at step 3 of pay grade 409.
Have a second.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on down to 3I, request approval of TOPS agreement with Coquille Indian Tribe. Sheriff.
Good morning. This is a, can we hear me?
Yep.
Thank you, sorry. This is the Timber and Operation Patrol Services Program, TOPS program. It pays 50% towards one of our deputies that patrol both public and private lands. It's a conglomeration of agencies throughout the county. And for this agenda item, it's with the Coquille Indian Tribe for the upcoming year. So I'm requesting board approval and signature for the attached contracts and agreements for with the Coquille Indian Tribes for patrolling their timberlands.
I move we approve and sign the attached contracts and agreements.
I'll second.
I might note, I was going to say that that's not Sheriff Craig Zanny, that's Captain Gabe Fabrizio.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, it's hard to see me.
Any discussion about this? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty. 3J, request approval of modification to BLM contract to de-obligate funds and authorize chair to sign. Captain Gabe?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So this is for the de-obligation of unused funds from a BLM contract. It's a different timber contract that we have based off the past 2 years. In fiscal year 2019, the contract decreased by $15,206.59, and for fiscal year 20, performance contract will decrease by $5,000, $486.42. The total modified value of the order is reduced by $20,683.01 from a total of $553,703 to $533,009.99, and this is a 5-year contract.
Okay, motion.
I move we authorize the chair to sign the BLM modification.
Okay, a second?
I'll second.
I'd like some little more discussion on this. Turning back money, always a little bothersome. Gabe, can you tell us more about it?
Yes, sir, a little bit. I'm not too much in the know, but the amount of money that BLM has been giving us over the past 2 years, basically we hadn't used the entire amount. So they did an analysis on what was used and have brought it down to the used amount to come up with that new number of $533 and $9.99. So as government does, basically if we don't use it, we lose it. And in this case, it will still cover the same patrol operations. We're just getting a little less from them.
Okay, well, that's the important thing. It covers our costs. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty. 3K, request approval IGA with Department of Education, authorized chair to sign Juvenile. Brian, are you on? I don't see Brian. I will handle this. The Juvenile Crime Plan, JCP, intergovernmental agreement provides partial funding for juvenile court counselor positions. The contract amount for 21-20 through 23 will be $84,630. So I need a motion to approve a contract with IGA with Department of Education Juvenile Crime Plan funding 15665 and authorize chair to sign.
I
So
move
moved.
oh, go ahead, Melissa.
I just so moved. Bob read out the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Moving on to 3L, request approval of 21 through 23 Justice Reinvestment Grant Application, Community Corrections Director Mike Krim.
Good morning.
Morning, Michael.
Asking the board for approval of the 21-23 Justice Reinvestment Grant between Coos County and the Oregon Criminal Justice Commission. Ask the board to approve 21-23. It was ran through LIPSIC on 8/10, and there's a letter from Judge Stone recommending that we pursue the grant. This is funding source, the State of Oregon Criminal Justice Commission. I'd ask the board to approve the 21-23 Justice Reinvestment Grant application between Coos County and the Criminal Justice Commission.
Okay, motion please.
I move approval.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion about this?
Mike, how does the grant proposal compare to years past?
It's the amount of the grant is almost, it's the same. It's a little bit different, a few $1,000s, but it's close to the last biennium.
Any other?
Thank you for the work that went into this. You did a great job.
Yeah, it was good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. 3M, request approval amendment 2 to IGA with City of Reedsport and authorized chair to sign. Director Prim.
Yes, asking the board for approval of IGA Second Amendment to rent 5 jail beds in Reedsport through the City of Reedsport for community corrections. Second Amendment IGA for the 5 beds. A total amount cost $134,383. Contract date 8/1/21 through 6/30/22. Funding sources State of Oregon Department of Corrections grant and aid.
Okay, motion, please.
I move we approve the amendment number 2 to the IGA with Reedsport and authorize the chair to sign.
A second.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to 3N, request approval amendment number 4 to LOA with Barrier First Step. Director Krim.
Yes, asking for a Fourth Amendment letter of agreement between Bay Area First Step and Coos County Community Corrections. Fourth Agreement letter of agreement provides 13 beds at $660 per bed. 8 of the beds are at the Sheridan facility and 5 beds are at K-Bay. 2 are paid out of Measure 57. 1 bed is paid out of the Justice Reinvestment. 10 beds are paid out of state grant and aid. Budgeted amount $102,960. Date 7/1/21 through 6/30/21. Funding source State of Oregon Department of Corrections State Grant and Aid. Ask approval of the Fourth Amendment letter of agreement between Bay Area First Step and Coos County Community Corrections.
Director Krim, are you going backwards?
What's that, sir?
It says 7/1/21 to 6/30/21. Should it be 22?
Yes, I apologize.
All righty. Do I have a motion on that?
Mike, how many nights stay do we get for $660 a bed?
I have Kelly here. Kelly, do you have the number on that?
That's what 1 bed costs for a month. So
For a month, okay,
660 is for one
I
individual.
suspected as much. I was hoping it wasn't a nightly fee.
No, it's a lot less than certainly than renting nightly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Much cheaper for us.
I move approval.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Director Krim, may I
Yes,
explain
sir.
what this is for people on the meeting here?
I didn't understand the question, sir.
You might explain what these beds are for?
Yes, this is for clean and sober housing and for people coming out of state prison. It's a place where they can go where there's peer mentoring, there's treatment, there's support, there's meetings. And historically in the past, we found that this use of the money is best for providing housing for these individuals. Bay Area First Step runs multiple different housing sources, and they're a great partner for us. And it's a good use of our dollars to contract with them. And we've had good outcomes and partnership with Bay Area First Step.
Okay, thank you very much.
A lot of our individuals that come into this housing are in our treatment transition program. So we're working really heavily with them as they come out of prison. They go into the clean and sober housing, and then they go into our treatment transition, and we go from there.
Okay, thank you, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
With parole and probation. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to 3O, request approval amendment to contract with ADAPT. Director Krim.
Yes, asking board approval for amendment for treatment services between Coos County and ADAPT. Amendment start date 7/1/21 through 6/30/22. This pays for outpatient alcohol and drug treatment and jail treatment for community corrections clients. Cost of outpatient treatment $90,000, jail treatment $25,000 for a total of $115,000. Funding source is the Oregon Department of Corrections State Grant and Aid. Ask board approval for the amendment of treatment services between Coos County and ADAPT for 7/1/21 through 6/30/22 in the amount of $115,000.
Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
So moved.
Oh, second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. 3P, request acceptance of transfer ownership of Canine Katie from the Coos Bay PD to Community Corrections. Director Cronin.
Yes. Asking board approval to accept a transfer of ownership of Police Canine Katie from the city of Coos Bay Police Department to Coos County Community Corrections. The Canine program will be used to conduct searches, parole and probation, and for insurance that illegal narcotics are not being present at contracted clean and sober housing. Dog will also be utilized for outreach and community partners. Effective date of the transfer would be 9/10/21. Funding source, State of Oregon Department of Corrections. Ask board approval for transfer of ownership of Police Canine Katie from the city of Coos Bay Police Department to Coos County Community Corrections, effective 9/10/21.
A motion?
Move approval.
Go a second.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Mike, we have
So-
quite a few more
yeah.
people here today than we normally have. Can you talk briefly so everyone understands how your department is funded by the state and the savings the state realizes out of your handling this population here locally rather than having it in prison?
Yeah. Historically, the state of Oregon in many years past ran community corrections, and then they turned it over to the counties. It's funded by state grant and aid and several state funding sources. We don't receive any money from the county, and it's as far as our tracking of how we're utilizing the money, we found that we're effective with those dollars. We have a good return when we track the cases. We're doing well compared to some of our other areas of the state. So it's been a good partnership. It works well. Local control works effectively. We find that we know what we need in Coos County. We know where we need to target our resources. Was there a question? I apologize. Yeah, we supervise approximately 600 cases. That goes up and down. We have numerous programs where we have broad services that we offer, treatment, counseling, peer mentoring. We have enforcement, sex offender treatment, polygraphs, and that's all funded by the state of Oregon. It's a great partnership between the state and our county. And we look back over time, it's really worked well. And the local control and the input, rather than having everything decided in Salem, we're able to make the decisions locally. And it's been highly effective in my opinion.
Okay, I'm assuming you have the care and keeping in your budget for the canine?
Yes, we do. And they're not charging us anything for the animal.
I know.
It would just be
Just ongoing costs.
just ongoing costs, sir. Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion about this?
And yeah, do you have an officer designated that the dog will be with, or this is the first time I know of community corrections having a canine?
Yeah. We do have an officer that has expressed interest and brought this to my attention prior to Coos Bay Chief Chapnar talking to me about it. She's very interested. It's Mackenzie Davis, and we do plan on bringing her with the dog, a canine, in front of the board in the near future so that everyone can see her and meet her. She's a 5-year-old English Springer Spaniel.
Okay.
And around the
Great,
state,
thank you.
other departments do have canines. Jackson County, which we're modeling part of our program after Jackson County's program, they use a drug canine, and it's been effective for them.
Does it also hunt pheasants?
I don't know if she hunts pheasants or not.
Just a joke. Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, 3Q, request approval, revised job description, approved posting and filling position for IT maintenance. Darius, our IT director.
Good morning, and thank you for your time. So as you know, the office manager that is split between IT and maintenance is retiring soon. in anticipating of refilling that position, I would like to move the telephone and cell phone management responsibilities over specifically to the IT department. And I've talked to Mike Hagan, the director of maintenance, and he's fine with that change.
Okay, motion.
Okay, I move to approve the updated job description and request posting and filling the position.
Okay, second. Any discussion? Sounds good.
You guys are still fine with that being a shared position?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Good. Thank you.
Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, moving on to 3R, request approval of reclass for fair office manager position and approved posting and filling HR. Caroline. You have to unmute there. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. John, are you willing to handle this, or would you like me to?
Go ahead, Caroline.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So as you know, we have a vacancy in our fair for the office manager position. And due to retirement that happened a while ago, we would like to advertise that position and fill it. And to that end, we have made some changes to the job description to bring the job description up to date.
Okay, motion on this.
I move we approve the reclassification of the fair office manager position to pay grade 700 effective September 1, 2021, and approve posting and filling of the position.
So second.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I might say that overall the fair went really well with the short term they had to prepare. Moving on to 3S, request approval of order appointing hearings officer for impounded dog hearing. County Council.
Good morning. The county impounded a dog when we received a complaint that the dog had engaged in the killing, wounding, injuring, or chasing of livestock. The dog owner requested a hearing under ORS 609.158 to determine whether the dog has engaged in the alleged conduct. Under that statute, the county can appoint a hearings officer to make the final decision for the county on that matter. Due to scheduling issues and availability, I'm suggesting that county council, aka me, gets appointed to complete that matter. And order 2108-047L would do that.
Okay, I have a motion.
All right. I move to approve order 2108-047L, appointing county council as the hearings officer empowered to conduct a hearing under ORS 609.158.
I second that.
Discussion? And this is because our busy schedules don't allow us to all get together?
Yeah, and the way these work, the way this works too is that a decision, you know, the longer we wait for the hearing, then the longer that the animal's impounded pending a disposition of the case at the animal shelter, and then the more the fees incur there too. So it's not, you know, it's not a good situation to let go on for too long.
Okay. Anything else? All in favor?
I'm glad
Aye.
that county council was able to handle this matter. So, aye.
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 Okay. Thank you. 3T, request approval of CBA with Teamsters Local 206 Solid Waste Council.
Okay, so this was our last union agreement of this year that we've wrapped up for the whole collective bargaining agreement process. The current collective bargaining agreement that we had with Teamsters 206 Solid Waste expired on June 30th, 2021. We are requesting that the board approve the successor collective bargaining agreement with Teamsters Local 223. That would be retroactive to July 1st, 2021, and it's a 3-year agreement that goes through June 30th, 2024. And I'm also requesting the board sign resolution 21-07-147L.
Okay. Have a motion.
Okay. I move to approve and sign the collective bargaining agreement with Teamsters Local number 206 for July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024, and sign resolution 21-07-147P.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Now, council, you said 147L.
Oh, I apologize. It's 147P.
Okay, so the motion stands as read. All righty, any discussion about the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 3U, request approval of letter of no objection for Coke Hill Tribe, authorized chair to sign. Commissioner Cribbins, apparently. Was that you?
Yes, I received this. Yes, sir. I received this request from the Coquille Indian Tribe, actually from SEDCO, and they are looking to put lot 4, the Coquille Wharf, into trust. That's the area that has the RV park. And they would like the county to send in a letter that says we don't object to placing lot 4 into trust. We do not get a substantial amount of taxes from the RV park, and the tribe has always intended to put this lot into trust.
Okay.
I move we approve the letter of no objection and authorize the chair to sign.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion for consent calendar, please.
Move approval of the consent calendar.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, do we have late agenda items?
We have no late. Is this a late? Did it get in time to?
I don't see one, but okay.
We have a late agenda item to, we need approval to consider that. It has to do with a sale of three of our timber sales.
Okay,
So I move approval of consideration of a late agenda item.
I would second. Okay, you want to propose it, Commissioner
Yeah,
Sweet?
we need to vote.
Aye.
Aye.
I forgot.
Aye.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
We had 3 sales of this year's timber sales that on which we did not receive any bids at the prices we had appraised them. Excuse me, I think Lance might be on here. Lance, do you want to handle this?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Thank you.
We can.
Okay, so on June 29th, we had a timber sale where we had 3 sales on 29th and received no bids on any of them. In the last 2 weeks, we had received offers on those sales. And if you'd like, I could read those offers off.
Hang on a minute. Lance Morgan is our county forester, by the way, for everybody on.
Sorry, yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, so the first sale was BH 5-21. It was Lost Dog Road sale. We received a bid from Frontier on that one for $475 per thousand on Douglas fir. BH 6-21 Progeny site. Frontier offered $451 on Douglas fir on that one. And BH 7-21 Ridge Road 5, Scott Timber offered $405 per thousand for Douglas fir on that sale. And I'd like to have those sales and those amounts approved by the board.
I move approval of the sales.
Did you have a second? I didn't hear.
I'll second.
Second? Okay, thank you.
I seconded. Yes, sir.
Discussion?
Interesting to note that the total of the 3 sales comes to $1,273,000. So pretty significant addition to our budget each year.
And for everybody out there, I do this speech regularly, so plug your ears if you've heard it 45 times. But the amount of money we get from property tax is about $5.5 million. The jail costs $6.6 million to operate. For all the other general fund departments, like the rest of the sheriff's office, the DA's office, the assessor, the clerk, the surveyor, the commissioners, the planning, county clerk, I've probably forgotten a few of them, juvenile, etc. The county forest is what keeps us going. Without that county forest, we would be in dire straits. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Melissa?
Aye.
You didn't hear you. There you go. All right. Thank you. Do we have any other late agenda items? I know we're going to talk possibly the county forester put our county forest under more restrictions due to fire danger.
Yeah, and I can mention that one. So we have one. It would be an order closing the county forest to motor vehicle access, similar to the temporary order that the forester already put out. So we would need a motion to hear that late agenda item.
I move we hear a late agenda item regarding closure of the forest due to fire hazard.
I second.
Okay, thank you. Discussion about that? Like I just said, it is extremely important to the county operations to keep that county forest intact. So till further notice, I assume that.
So right now we're just voting on.
Yes.
We're just voting on adding the agenda item though at this moment,
Yeah.
right? I just want to be clear.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So all in favor of adding it?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Okay, Lance, do you want me to read this?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, so on August 16th, 2 days ago, the county forester closed the county forest to motor vehicle access as well as all smoking. This is pursuant to section 060250 of the county code. It allows a county forester order for 3 days for closures on the whole forest. This closure occurred as a result of hazardous fire conditions. Under Coos County Code section 0602050, a closure more than 3 days must be authorized by the board. So the attached order 2108048 would extend the county forester's restrictions until the board determines that the current fire danger on the county forest has subsided.
Okay.
I move approval of the order.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion about this? You heard my speech previously. No other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you very much. Anything else for late agenda? Commission reports? Who wants to go first?
I don't have anything to report.
I'm willing to skip mine so we can make sure we get all the public comment in.
Comment.
I know that we have people that wanted to comment yesterday.
Yeah. Now, maybe this is a different system than I'm used to. Normally on the Zoom system, people raise their hands and then you click them off one at a time and they get to speak, that sort of thing. So if I have this list from yesterday, I'll try and go through that first to have some order. So is Ray Marchand on the line here or on the meeting? No? Okay, how about Donald Holtz? Josie Holtz. Hand raised. Oh, I think that is Rod. Rod, would you like to go?
Yeah, Bob, actually, thank you very much. I just wanted to note that there are some unidentified callers down here, and people on the phone may not know how to unmute themselves if they're just on the phone.
maybe a wave of paper or something that you want to talk, that might be helpful. And I can, there's a lady with a black and white.
Christy.
Okay.
Christy Wilkinson.
Go ahead.
Hi. Okay, I only got halfway through my little script here. Again, my name is Christy Wilkinson. I live in Bandon. I have 2 boys, ages 6 and 8, and am a small business owner. For me personally, I would like to leave religion and politics out of the argument as much as possible. Secondly, Melissa, you need not feel unsafe. The recommendations to move these meetings to a virtual format hits a hot spot for me, as our whole lives for the past year and a half have been pushed to virtual. My children's schooling and socializing were pushed to virtual last year. It is not how humans should interact. My suggestion is that we move the meetings to an outdoor location. Remember the country song, you've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. That's where I am at with the mandates. Yes, we can call it civil disobedience. Bottom line is, I believe we should have a choice of whether or not to mask or get vaccinated. Since this all started in my living in this world the past year and a half, I have seen no evidence that masks or vaccines are helping. Cases are higher than ever, and the vaccines are higher than ever. We can all find scientists and supposed other professionals that can argue till the cows come home on both sides of this issue. We've heard it all. Let us make our own decisions as how best to take care of our health. I request that our representatives follow Curry County's stance to call for an end to mandated lockdowns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. That they will not enforce future closures of schools or businesses or stay-at-home orders if mandated by the state. I also would like you to add that Coos County will not enforce mask or vaccine mandates in schools or businesses and will leave that decision to parents and businesses. Personal choice. Bob Main, for example, should be able to choose whether or not he feels masking is best for him without jeopardizing his position as commissioner. And that's all I got so far. Thank you very much for your time.
One of the things you should know is we don't have any authority for schools. Okay, who's next? Wave your hand. Oh, the lady with the, yes, go ahead. And your other hand's up.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity to speak. I have a totally different topic, so that will be refreshing.
So please state your name and general location, like Coos Bay or Coquille or something like that.
Okay, my name is Pam Connolly, and I live in Coos Bay. Okay. I'm hoping that, like Mike Krim and Barry, First Step Adapt, people are still on, because I was hoping that they would get to hear what I had to say. And I'm really excited to hear of the new options that are happening for people with SUD and the cooperation between the different agencies. That's just from listening this morning. But anyway, August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. Oregon currently has the 4th highest addiction rate in the nation, yet we rank 47th in access to treatment. Alcohol alone kills 6 people each day, and we lose another 1 to 2 to overdose each day. We all know or love someone that's suffering from substance use disorder, yet this illness is stigmatized to the point that people won't ask for help, and when they do, there's very little help available. One purpose of International Overdose Awareness Day is to help stop the stigma, bring about conversations, and let people and families know that they're not alone in this epidemic. You may be aware of a local citizens group called Overdose Aware. Before COVID, we were meeting regularly, and we were actively holding events to bring awareness. And we were sharing harm reduction strategies. But because of our interest, we now have harm reduction services each Tuesday through HIB Alliance at the Harmony United Methodist Church. I have a flyer if you would like to learn more about those services, although I accidentally left all of them at the Coos Bay City Council meeting last night. Otherwise, I would have had a picture to share. But where'd it go? We also pushed for the needle drop boxes at each fire station in the area, and there's a lot of Narcan or naloxone, which is an opioid overdose reversal drug, in our community because of the grassroots group, including we have them in Coos Bay for sure in each police car and fire engine. We have a few outreach groups as well that go to people we feel may need Narcan in the areas that they congregate. And I, in fact, am a trainer and can distribute Narcan for free. So if you know anybody that is interested in learning, I'm available. A support group started in our area for parents of addicted loved ones with family members suffering from SUD called PAL. It stands for Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. We meet the first and third Thursday each month at Cafe 101 at 6:30, and I have some flyers for that too. Overdose Aware has hoped to create a few activities for this year's Awareness Day, but you know, COVID. And so at this point, we will focus on media and social media awareness and sharing our next meeting date in hopes of gaining more members to our local group. Next year, we hope to gather on the Coos Bay downtown boardwalk with signs to bring awareness, and then walk together to Mingus Park where we'll have some speakers and a program. So I guess my purpose is to make you aware of August 31st and ask your help to spread the information we share over the next 2 weeks. And also to let you know our next Overdose Aware meeting will be held at Cafe 101 on Tuesday, August 24th from 11:30 to 12:30. And we'll also have a Zoom meeting available for those that prefer that. There'll be more information and a Zoom link that will be shared on our Facebook group, and that group is called Overdose Aware. I just want to say thanks for your time. Together we can stop the stigma and save lives. And like I said, we all know someone, and we can't help the people we care about if they're dead.
Thank you. Who wants to go next? I think that's Rod Taylor. Go ahead, Rod.
Thank you, Commissioner Main. Thank you for the refreshment of a different topic there. Anyway, so, you know, it's very concerning to see not only the way that the commissioners meeting was ended yesterday, but then the fallout afterwards and the misrepresentation of what actually happened in the room. Now, I will admit that there were a couple of inappropriate outbursts that, you know, that actually other members of the public held up hands and tried to silence those people who were speaking out inappropriately. But there were only a couple of those. And, you know, I've seen a video of Commissioner Cribbins claiming that she felt like she was physically in danger. Well, the outburst really happened when Melissa and John got up to leave the room, when they overruled Commissioner Main and ended the meeting prematurely. And Melissa specifically said that she wasn't concerned about the lack of masks in the room, that wasn't frightening to her, but that our presence, and then she even used the word mob. I'm like, I don't understand that at all. So here's the thing: if you can't take some civil discussion that actually contains a little bit of outrage, then you don't belong in a commissioner's seat. You better be able to take the heat. And I'm here to tell you that this mask mandate is not the end of the road. This is not the last mandate that's going to come down. There are going to be more shutdowns, and then there is going to be an injection mandate that comes down from the state. And I'm here to tell you, if you commissioners do not stand on the principle of constitutional liberty right now, then, you know, there's no way you're going to stand against the more egregious violations of constitutional rights that are coming down the pike. So, you know, I exhort the commissioners to to rescind the mask order at the county level and to defy the unconstitutional mandates from the state at every opportunity. So that's my 2 cents, and thank you for letting me speak.
Okay, who's next? Wave your hand or something. Lynn? Kamalani? Linnell, I'm sorry. I'll learn pretty soon.
Good morning, Commissioners. Linnell Kumalani, Bandon. I want to discuss what happened yesterday, but I want to give a recap for a lot of the constituents in our county that don't know maybe what's been going on. First of all, our county fair, there were going to be the Coos Health and Wellness. We're going to offer, it was either a $40 or an unlimited ride bracelet if you got the jab for children 12 and above without parental consent. This was outlandish, unreasonable, and so traumatic to anyone who cares about our children, let alone our public. And thankfully, a couple of people got involved in that, and in 5 hours, you commissioners were brought in, Sheriff Zaney was brought in, and this was stopped. Second of all, at your commissioner meeting 2 weeks ago, Commissioner Melissa read the letter that was going to Governor Kate Brown that you didn't want these mandates for masks. And it was a little toothless. And I personally felt it was just to placate all of us that were there, but I thought I'd write it out and see what happens. Well, this is what I saw. The mandate did not go into effect until this last Friday. And yet you 3 commissioners met on Thursday and voted 2-1 to uphold governor's mandates, her dictates to the fullest extent. And that is you, John Sweet, and Melissa Cribbins. And I want to thank you, Bob Main, for standing up for Coos County. Now this brings us to yesterday's meeting. John Sweet, I know that you're a businessman and you have been for years, and you're very professional and you know how to run people and run meetings. And yet yesterday you started out with your facts about masks. You said they were CDC, but we all read the CDC. We know. We read the VAERS reports. We see what the vaccine is doing to people and killing people. And I agree with Christy and Rod, who spoke before. This is not the end. Yesterday, Melissa, I was traumatized by your behavior because you did not care. You and Mr. Sweet did not care about your constituents, because the room was already set up there were 5 people in masks on the left of you. They could have stayed there. They could have distanced themselves, and the people that wanted to speak could have spoken. But you guys decided, and I think it was a setup, really, truly, because Melissa, in the meeting I attended, it was earlier in the year, maybe February 1st of March, that you said that Governor Brown is your friend and you talk to her frequently. Well, you having the governor as your friend and then following her dictates brings me to question what friendship in your position really means and how that affects me and everyone else in Coos County. So I want to tell you, yesterday, I saw your little video, and I really regret that I didn't take drama in my life, that I didn't take drama classes, because it was very, very good. And I understand your fear that you might have had, if there was anything to be fearful of when you say a mob, I think your skin is a little thicker than that. I really do, Melissa. So I want to tell you and Mr. Sweet how you threatened me. I realized that my civil rights and my liberties were waved away, and I have no more rights or liberties in Coos County. I would respect you more if you had counseled with Curry County and Douglas County, who their commissioners unanimously said no to the governor's mandates. But you did not, because you're following the course of weakness and not rightness, just like who's presiding in the White House and who's presiding over the state of Oregon right now. So you have threatened my civil, God-given rights and liberties. So I too ask that you will reconsider and take this down and vote along with Bob Main, who voted rightly for the people of Coos County. And I would expect, Melissa, that you would give a retract on what you did yesterday to slant the community. But I have to tell you, I was refreshed this morning by my health care provider who saw your video and went, what is going on? And she took the opportunity to watch the video of the meeting. Now, this is a professional. She's intelligent. She thinks for herself. She watched the video of the meeting and it did not align with your perspective. So I'm sorry you felt afraid, but you know what? I'm threatened by your choices. Thank you, commissioners. I appreciate your time. I hope that next time you'll use wisdom in how to handle a meeting, because it could have been solved so easily.
Okay, who's
And
next?
thank you.
Anybody want to wave their hand next? I don't see anybody.
Commissioner Main, I would like to respond to one thing.
Well, sure.
Commissioner Main, if I may, this is Commissioner Cribbins.
Yeah. You're breaking up.
I
Can't hear you.
I would just like to say, for the sake of clarity, and I suppose, pardon me?
You're breaking up.
In the governor's defense, I don't, can you hear me?
Off and on.
Okay. I did in the chat, but I have never.
Now we lost the
I will
video.
turn off my video.
Okay. I can hear you better now.
If I turn off my video, it may help.
Yeah, it's working.
I turned off my video and did improve my bandwidth. Perfect. Yep. I just want to say that I have never claimed to be friends with the governor, nor I believe would she ever claim to be a friend of mine. So thank you. That's the only thing that I wanted to clarify.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else before we adjourn?
I think in response to Melissa, I will go back and find the date of what meeting I attended, and hopefully that was recorded when she said she talked with the governor frequently. And I
you have people in the chat.
Okay. Anybody else?
I would like to speak. I don't want to turn my camera on.
Okay, whoever M is, go ahead.
My name is Marie Newhouse. I live in Bandon. I'm appalled by the irresponsible and growing threatening behavior of a segment of the population who object to advice and action that is in the public interest, namely wearing masks in public and getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Despite statistics from local hospitals, statewide and national reports, as well as credible information from the Center for Disease Control, this group behaves as if they are above the law and definitely against any common sense and concern for their neighbors. This is not a U.S. government plot to deprive anyone of anything. Rather, this group's behavior deprives the rest of us from any hope of defeating the rising number of infections of COVID-19 in Coos County. Instead of striving to understand a worldwide pandemic and heed the advice of experts, a selfish few beat their chests, stating their freedoms are being infringed upon. People who are of this mind have no idea how oppression looks and feels. Instead of being responsible members of society, they're fanning the flames of anxiety within the rest of us with their irresponsible and ignorant behavior. I hope there is some kind of lawful and legal action that can be taken against those who endanger public health and welfare by refusing to follow a state-mandated public health directive threatening the welfare and safety of the population of Coos County. Additionally, I'm fearful of the retribution by those who oppose public safety in the form of masking and getting vaccinated against COVID-19. We're having people carry weapons in public in Bandon. They are rude to people who choose to mask. That's my choice. They demand that their choice be respected, but they respect no one else's who are concerned with their health and welfare. Do they not pay attention to the repeated health reports of the rising numbers across the country from the Delta variation? My husband works in a local hospital, and there he stated that he learned there are no available beds, none, for anyone in the ICU from Seattle to San Diego. This isn't made up, people. This is real. Thank you.
Okay, who else would like to speak?
I would like to speak.
Okay, it's a symbol U up there.
My name's Uriah.
Okay, thank you.
And I live in Bandon.
Thank you.
And I would like to respond to Marie and also another comment. I'm just curious, the US government is letting illegals through the border and they're not concerned about any kind of disease, measles, smallpox, or COVID that they have. So I would really question what the health protocols are. Furthermore, in New York and Los Angeles, they won't let people into sports venues, gyms, or anything else. They will let them into supermarkets. So I assume it's not about the health. It's about creating second-class citizens. I would like to also add, yesterday, I viewed the video of Melissa Krebens saying that she was in fear. She felt afraid. I would like to state for the record that there were two sheriffs, the sheriff and the sheriff's deputy in there. I don't think they were concerned about safety. And I wouldn't have been, I was there. I wasn't afraid of my safety or anybody else's because it was more than under control. And the reporter from KCBY was very, very wrong in saying there was an angry mob there on her report, because it's just not true. It's, again, the media biasing their reporting, and they are not held accountable as they should be held accountable. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Somebody else? Anybody else?
I'd like.
Okay, I heard something.
My name is Jody Hoffman, and I live in Coos Bay.
Okay.
And I go to some of those meetings in Bandons with those quote unruly people, and I brought people wearing masks there. I posted pictures of me wearing a mask in their group and information in their group, and it's disturbing to hear people want to unleash the power of the government on people who are only concerned about making their own personal choices for their own health. That's very concerning, and that's all I'd like to say.
Okay, somebody else? C's, no. H maybe has the mic open. Anybody else? Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Thank you all. Bye-bye. We're concluded. Thank you.